thoải. Biển, gió biển làm cho mình cảm thấy rất là relax. Chỉ cần đi bộ ở ngoài này thôi cũng vui cô hả? Gió hiu hiu mát. Sáng nay chương trình là chuẩn bị tới Key West. Thành ra sau khi tập thể thao sẽ ăn sáng và chuẩn bị để mình ra khỏi tàu, ra khỏi dưới thuyền để mình đi Key West. Đi cái thành phố này là gà chạy đầy đường á mọi người ơi. Buổi sáng rồi, bây giờ tàu đang tới gần sát Key West rồi. Thành ra uống cà phê ăn sáng xong là sẽ rời tàu đi coi thành phố của Key West có gì. Bây giờ vừa mới lên khỏi tàu nè mọi người ơi. Jet ski tour nè. Đi vòng vòng ở đây rồi đi về. Bye. Cái này là đi coi san hô này cô. Cái trip coi san hô ở dưới biển. Bây giờ mình đi đâu đây?
Muốn đi đâu đi.
Denver
Đi ra đây, đi ra chỗ nào
Street.
cũng được.
Lần đầu tiên tới Key West này, nên cũng chưa biết là mình sẽ phải đi tới chỗ nào đây. Thành ra sẽ đi lòng vòng một chút xíu để cảm nhận Key West nó như thế nào. Thời tiết ở đây cũng nóng, không có thua gì ở Houston, Texas.
Quá nóng.
Nóng thiệt, đổ mồ hôi. Mới đi có chút xíu thôi.
Over here in the corner, like you get the whole.
We're following. I'm waiting on them. Okay. Follow them.
Wow. Để coi.
Cá gì cũng 2-3 lỗ rồi có. Mình cứ đi tới đâu rồi đi xong rồi vòng về. Đường vòng về.
Nó cho mình cái map đó cô. 1908. 1998. Đây là những cái tên được khắc trên đá. Ở đây gần giống như Hawaii. Đây là chỗ cái Museum of Art and History của Key West. Rồi bây giờ xếp hàng để đi mua vé, đi lên cái train này để đi tham quan cái downtown của Key West. Đang xếp hàng chờ mua vé. Bắt đầu khởi hành đây mọi người ơi.
Because that was built as a federal building, it had to meet federal guidelines, which said that that roof must be sloped like that, so that snow did not accumulate and collapse the roof. You cannot make that stuff up. Over here to my right, you'll see our aquarium. It's the first tourist attraction in Key West. It was built in 1934 by the Works Progress Administration in an attempt to jumpstart tourism in Key West. It's the oldest continually operating aquarium in the U.S. Now back to the red building. On February 15, 1898, the battleship USS Maine exploded and sank in Havana Harbor. That sparked the Spanish-American War. The inquiry into the sinking of the USS Maine was conducted right there in that red brick building. There's a lot of history on this island, and over the next 70 to 80 minutes, I'm going to share some of it with you, and hopefully we'll have a laugh or two along the way as well. This little square to my right over here, that's called Clinton Square. That monument right there is dedicated to 167 Union soldiers that died in Key West during the Civil War from yellow fever. During the Civil War, Key West was a Union bastion. I know it sounds ironic, but if you wanted to fight for the Confederacy, you had to go north. This building to my right over here, that is the Mel Fisher Maritime Museum. And Mel Fisher was a treasure hunter. He searched for two ships, the Atocha and the Santa Margarita. They were part of a 1622 Spanish treasure fleet that sank during a hurricane. For 16 years, his mantra was, "Today's the day." Well, that day arrived in 1985. He found them. 30 miles west of here, 30 feet of water. To date, they have hauled out over $400 million worth of gold, silver, and precious stones. They're still bringing up stuff today. Over here to my right, you're going to see those two large green gates that are padlocked. And they are padlocked because they are the presidential gates. They open only for visiting presidents. The first was Taft in 1912. The last one was Clinton. Also back there is the Harry S. Truman Little White House Museum, and Truman loved Key West. He spent 11 working vacations in Key West, totaling 175 days that he ran the country from Key West. He loved to play poker, and he loved to drink bourbon. Coming up on my left over here, you're going to see a sign that says Philip Cosgrove. Ignore the sign, but pay attention to the tree next to it. His wife Myrtle planted that tree in 1872. It's called a banyan tree, and that tree is there, 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 there,
Ba cái cây này rất là đặc biệt nha.
and there. That's all one tree. And those things that you see hanging down, those are aerial roots. And when they touch the ground, that tree. That is the second largest banyan tree in the continental United States. Coming up on my right behind those trees over there, that's our post office. It was built in 1985 to resemble three pre-Civil War forts that we have here on the island. The architect's name was Sonny McCoy, and Sonny was a 5-term mayor of Key West. He was famous for doing some outlandish stunts right before an election in an attempt to get attention and votes. In 1977, he water skied from Key West to Havana on one ski. It took him 6 hours and 10 minutes and landed him in the Guinness Book of World Records and a Cuban jail. Yeah, he didn't think that one through too well before he did it. Because when he arrived in Havana, the only thing he had on him was a pair of wet swimming trunks. He had no ID, no passport, nothing, so they locked his butt up. They finally figured out who he was, and that he wasn't worth anything to them, so they sent him back to us. This area to my right over here is called Jackson Square, named for Andrew Jackson. We all know he was president, but most people don't know that before he was president, he was the military governor of Florida. That center building to my right there, that's our courthouse. It was built in 1890. It's still the county seat for Monroe County. Monroe County is 122 miles long. It is the longest county in the U.S. Over here to my left, you're going to see a white building that says Green Parrot Bar on it. That was also built in 1890. But it was built as a dry goods store. Today, it is a bar with no windows. They got tired of replacing the glass, so they just put up some wrought iron. And that wrought iron is not going to keep anybody from climbing in there that wants to. It's not designed for that. What it's designed to do is to keep the drops from falling out. Seriously. Because they sit in that windowsill, drink, listen to music until they would pass out, then they would bounce off the sidewalk. They put that wrought iron up there just to keep them inside the building. It works. I've tried it. Coming up on my right, you're going to see a large white church. It is the Sandy Cornish AME Zion Church, one of the first black congregations in the state of Florida. Named for a man named Sandy Cornish, and he was quite a story. He was born in 1789 in Maryland as a slave. He was sent to the panhandle of Florida to work on a railroad project, and while he was there, he saved up enough money to buy his freedom and his wife, and you guys were married. There is no smoking or vaping permitted on the train. The only exception to the alcohol rules if you're planning on splitting it with the driver. Do not use your cell phones during the tour. This is a fully narrated tour.
Rồi đi tour xong, ghé cho tiệm souvenir xong, trời nóng quá, hai cô cháu chuẩn bị đi một vòng nữa rồi sẽ đi trở lại tàu. Ở đây mình sẽ không có đi nhiều lắm, nhưng mà hồi nãy đi cái train á, họ cũng cho mình biết tất cả những cái history, những cái lịch sử của Key West rồi. Thành ra bây giờ mình sẽ đi một vòng ở đây, chơi một chút xíu rồi xuống tàu. Hẹn ngày mai mọi người nha. Đi mà hai cái chân nước lát thật là biển. Khi đây là cái cảng, ở đây là rất là thô sơ, vào cảng không và những cái container họ chở những cái container này để đi chuyển giao đi khắp mọi nơi. Cô đang ăn, mời mọi người nha.
Đồ đẹp mà dễ nhất.